Welcome to Us and My Life. Love you and I love you so much. Oh, 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 I just love you. I just like help. I just like help. I just like you too. I just like you. I just love you. Happy New Year! I love you, say goodbye. You're going to school, and that's okay. Yum, 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 yum. I just love you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bob Oakley, and I'm your host today on the Hope Talk radio show. I have invited a guest, but so far we don't have anyone come on yet, but that's okay. We're going to talk about the family unit and how we, through an organization called Generations United, we work together from generation to generation, and we learn things from generation to generation. So I'm happy to be with you today, and I hope you're all doing well. And I pray that the good Lord is blessing everyone on the show. We are broadcast 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 12 noon to 1 o'clock. And we're broadcasting at this point around 100 countries, so it's growing. The Hope Collection is growing, and our audience is growing, and our programs are growing. So it's not a static thing. It's something that's actually growing, and we are so happy to be part of that. I've been involved with this for more than 15 years, maybe close to 20 years now, where we got together. Dr. Joel Griffin, who was the founder of the Hope Collection, invited a bunch of us up to upstate New York along Canandaigua Lake and close to Corning, New York, and where they lived at that time, him and his wife, Ardith. And he covered this program that he wanted us to be involved in, where we could work with people and we could talk on the radio show to people and talk to them about what it is that was on their minds and what it is that they had interest in and things that they wanted to do with their life. And the whole purpose of it was to help people to have a better life and to work with them and to coach them and to stick with them as long as they needed the help. And I've been with a number of people that I've worked with over the years in different venues for over 40 years. And so it's not a new thing. It's a group of interested people like myself and Ron Clayton and Mary Stanley up in Minnesota, Ron Clayton in Buffalo, New York, and Country Boy Brad in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're all over the place, and we're not just primarily we are primarily in the United States, but as I said, we're broadcasting to over almost 100 countries now around the world. And I have contacts in a number of different countries around the world that I'm working with, in Colombia, South America, in Germany, and in different places, Brazil, different places around the country. So it's a pay it forward philosophy that we use through the Hope Collection. In other words, we want to help you, and we do help you. and we lay out help you to lay out a plan that will help you to accomplish things that you want to accomplish to have, so that you can have and your family can have a better life. And that's the purpose of it. It's not about us. It's about you and you and you and you out there who are interested in having a better situation in their life, in improving their family situation. Maybe, I don't know what it is in your case, but maybe it's a financial situation. And we have an organization that we partner with called the Carnegie Financial Company, and they help people to get out of debt and help them to improve their financial situation. And so that's just one aspect of it. Maybe you're looking for to buy a house, or maybe you're looking for a bigger apartment, or maybe you're looking for a way to get a mortgage. And what are some of the aspects of buying a home? Well, I have a lot of experience in that area, and I can help people in that area, and I do help people in that area. So I'm very interested in whatever it is that I can do to help you. And that's the philosophy that all of us that are involved with the Hope Collection and with the Talk Radio show, that we do. We work together. Oh, I had my phone on mute. Country Boy, how you doing, my friend?
Great, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great, thank you. God is good. He's taking care of us.
I'll be ready to join you, Bob, in about 3 to 5 more minutes. I need to get to a quieter area so I can unmute my phone.
Yeah.
So I'll be right here. Give me about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'll be in a less noisy area.
Yeah, I have another friend of mine who's coming on, my friend Larry. He's going to be coming on the show in a few minutes. And in fact, there he is right now. He just signed in.
Go ahead and carry on. I'll be right back.
I would like you to maybe give him an overview of that, how that whole water program works that you talked about with me and Lynn the other day. Would you mind doing that?
About water. Give me about 5 minutes then, Bob.
Okay.
Give me about 5 minutes and let me get into a quieter area.
Okay. Hey, Larry, how you doing, my friend?
Busy. How about yourself?
Oh yeah, we're active and doing a lot of different things all at once here. I feel like I'm multitasking, you know, and I'm not very good at that, you know. I was in Dunkin' Donuts about a week ago, and I was standing in line with a bunch of other people, and I happened to mention to this one young lady that was there ahead of me. I said, "Do you ever think about how much time of our life we spend just standing in line waiting to do things, you know, or waiting to get service, you know?" And she said, "Oh my God, yes, I do." She said, "Oh, I'm always standing in line somewhere." And so anyway, I said, "But you know, you have an advantage over me." I told her, I said, you are multitasking. You're doing things on your cell phone while you're standing here waiting in line. I said, "But I'm not too good at that, you know, at that multitasking thing. I have to do things one at a time." But anyway, how you doing today, my friend?
Keeping busy, that's for sure. I was outside. I was outside and I was cleaning up some stuff, you know, and then I said, "Oh my God, it's time to call."
it's that time of year too, you know, where you got to clean up things outside, you know, leaves falling down and plants dying and need to be cut off or whatever you want to do with them, you know, and trim them off. And, I trim some of the limbs on the trees too at this time of year, you know. So anyway, I have another friend on with us. You probably have talked with him before, Country Boy from Atlanta. He's on. He said he's going to be back in about 5 minutes. So he wanted to get
Old Country Boy.
Huh?
Oh, so I would love to meet Old Country Boy one of these days.
Yeah. Well, he's going to talk a little bit about a water program that he's involved with that's helping a lot of people to get clean water. And so I asked him if he would kind of just do a quick overrun of how that works and so forth. And so if you're interested in that, we can help you to get started in that also. And I know you don't have much to do, right?
Yeah.
You're just like me, always something going on,
Yep, exactly. Well,
yeah.
I already got a water. Well, we put the two things in for the clean water that we got right now. You know what I mean? You remember? We put those two filters in. In fact, I just changed it. I change it twice a year, and I just changed it about maybe about a couple of days ago. I just changed it.
Yeah.
And,
I've seen that unit in your house. I know. Yeah, what we're talking about is bottled water is helping schools and churches and businesses with their bottled water program, and that's what Country Boy is going to cover. That kind of a program. And helping individuals too that don't have the water filter system that you have. There's a lot of people that can't afford that. So, but they need water.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing you can't live without. You can't live without water, and you can't live without food.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
And it's a shame that we have people that live in areas where they can't get good water or good food. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's ridiculous.
I pray for them every single day. I pray for them, the people around the world that are suffering from unclean water and suffering from unclean food and so forth, and that don't have enough food to eat. So it is a critical situation that we all need to try to help them as much as we possibly can. Country, have you come back yet?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Hello,
I'll elaborate for about 5 to 7 minutes, then I'll come up from the air and let you guys ask more questions because I could talk water for the next hour. But first of all, I'll give y'all some statistics that most people don't even know about. Right now,
my friend Larry's on with us. So, okay, go ahead.
Right now, there's more people dying daily. I said daily of thirst than everybody that died combined of the coronavirus.
Wow.
Now, just think about that for a second. Now, my divine creator, our Father, put 3/4 of the world's earth is surrounded with water. Y'all know that. Now, we've been able to send people to the moon. The Chinese just built a 24-mile-long bridge across the ocean. How in the world did they do that? But yet, my uncle was a Green Beret. They used to make him jump out of a plane at 0-400 in enemy territory. But I guarantee you he didn't have 2 cases of water strapped to his back. When they get ready to go to war, before they send the tanks, before they send the soldiers and the ammunition, the first thing they have to do is figure out how to get water to where the soldiers are going to be because they can only survive up to 3 days without falling over.
That's right.
But why is it that we can come up with all these wonderful genius, we got IA technology now, but no one has figured out how to take water and remove salt from the ocean so that you could drink it? I was reading back in the book, and it says when Moses took boy across the Red Sea, and the people were running around in the wilderness looking for water to drink because they couldn't drink the water. It was bitter. The divine creator spoke and said, place the leaves of the tree in the water. The water began to be sweet, and they could drink. Modern day time, if you ask a bunch of experts, they'll say that it was the moringa, Moringa. I can go to my local farmer's market right now and buy a handful of moringa seeds and bring it home and take that old tire that's got water in it across the street that's been laying over there a month and drop those seeds in there, and in the morning the water be pure enough for a pregnant woman to drink. Now, I know that I'm not the only person in the world that understands water, even though I was born under the mighty zodiac sign of the mighty Aquarian, the water bearer.
There you go.
I just happened to be placed on a place in the planet called Helen, Georgia, which is only 4 miles north of me, is what they call the head, not the tail. The head of the Chattahoochee National River that flows through my backyard to the coast of Miami to the Atlantic Ocean. Tell me somebody that you know that has not one, not two, but 3 freshwater wells on their property with no chemicals and no water bill. So water is something I've been doing for years. My company and my business partner, who is my mentor for the last 40-something years, Dan Vargas, own a company called Age, www.agedelivers, DELIVERS, if you want to check out the website, agedelivers.com. But you'll also notice that when you go on there, you think, well, Country Boy sells water? No, I don't. I market water. The federal government says since I'm the only minority manufacturer of water in the southeastern United States, they don't even want me to sell water online. So when you go to my website, you won't even see no prices on there. Why? Because they set it up to a way to where I can market water. Now, Oak Man, you know about the Elks, but you can't become an Elk in the Elks Club unless somebody in the club brings you in the club. Well, with our water, they won't allow me to sell it online, but if anybody that knows me, Oak Man, Larry, can now purchase water and ship it anywhere in the world, and here's the good part. I custom designed the label to go on the bottle of water. In 2019, I went to the International Water Show in Berkeley, California, and Fuji, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of them, is the undisputed heavyweight champions in the world when it comes to the purity of their water. They call it the acidity level, how much acid it has in it. Well, I ranked number 3 to Fuji, next to Fuji, which means that I beat Aquafina, Deer Creek, Dasani, and 30 other brands out in positioning for the purity of my water. But see, what we're doing now is I'm using my water as a fundraiser because y'all don't know nobody that needs no money, do you? Churches, schools, colleges, non-for-profit organizations. Matter of fact, I just got off the phone with my old high school, White County High School, Cleveland, Georgia, the White County Warriors. No one has ever offered them an opportunity to put their logo on bottled water. I don't have to tell you that water's not seasonal. It never goes out of season. Larry, I heard you say it yourself. It's not optional. That's my pitch line you stole, Larry. It's not optional where you drink water or not. It's only optional on where you buy your water from. Just got back from the airport picking up a friend the other day. Got there about an hour and a half early. Had to go in to get something to drink. Oh, man, do you know how much a bottle of water cost me at Atlanta Airport? $6.
How much?
$6.
$6.
Wow.
For a bottle of water.
Wow.
For the first time in the history of the world, a gallon of water costs more than a gallon of gasoline. Wow. And just so you know, there's 26 states right now that don't even drink the water that's in their state because it's contaminated. We got an international epidemic going on with water right now, but ain't nobody told nobody. And that water that you buy, I'm not picking on nobody, y'all. At Walmart, the local grocery stores, guess what the water companies and the manufacturers call it? They call it a loss leader. Why? Because they sell it so cheap that they're not trying to make money off of it. They sell you the water because they know you're going to put some coffee in there, old man. And Larry, you like tea. Like me, I'm drinking iced tea right now. But I don't use tap water. But see, what happens in the process is our company has a special filtering system. The water that you buy in the grocery stores in that little cheap plastic, as soon as you take the top off, the bottle crumbles in your hand. Well, guess what? They forgot to tell you that if they leave that water sitting out in the sunlight for 2 hours, it's exposed to the ultraviolet rays, and now you'll see little floaties around in your water because it's disintegrating the plastic because of the ultraviolet rays that come from the sun. So most of the water, if I told the truth about water, most people would stop drinking water today and die. But Country Boy has a better story for you. I can hook you up with my company, and I'll give you water, and you should never thirst. Now, look, money is behind this water thing, too, because I took a 3-year-old. Yep. She's working smarter, not harder. And her grandmama bought her first skid of water. And we put it in her grandmother's hair salon. Now, y'all do the math in your head because she don't show up for work. It's called self-service. There's a big old gallon jar right there that says $2 on the bottle, and there's an arrow that points to the restrooms that are right to the right. Now, think like this. They sell 2 cases a day, 24 bottles to a case. 24 plus 24 is 48. For argument's sake, let's just call it 50 bottles of water a day times $2, not 6. 50 times 2 is $100 a day, 6 days a week. That's $600 a week, $1,200 in 2 weeks. The 3-year-old is making $2,400 to $2,800 a month off a water line that she don't even know she owns. Oh, that's not the good part. She gets half the money to buy that little girly stuff. She just bought her a 4-wheel drive Jeep that has a radio in it with headsets and headlights and stuff. And the rest of the money goes into her scholarship fund. Make a long story short, she'll have her college paid for before she ever makes it to elementary school with the use of water. The water epidemic is here, you guys. But now that you know me, and that website again is www.agedelivers.com. That's American Global Excellence, because everything that we do over here in my company has excellent written on it. So I do plan on helping. One more example, Southwest DeKalb Marching Band. They was the first high school band that's ever been invited to go to the Memorial Parade to play for the president. When they found out that they was that good and they were all high school people, we had to put 2 alumni in the band and just drop the high school part, and we call it Southwest DeKalb Marching Band. Well, they called me on a Tuesday and told me, Country Boy, we need your help. We're $6,800 short on money, or the money that we need in order to go to D.C. to play. That was on a Tuesday, and they're leaving on a Thursday. First thing I asked them, I'm like Joel Griffin, my mentor. I have a master's degree in math. I'm pretty good doing numbers in my head. They had 444 students that was going to play in the band. And watch this now, 2,000 parents that was going to go. They're proud of their children. They're going to be there to support them. Now, if you take 2,000 people and multiply it times 4, 2 times 4 is 8. Y'all know that. Y'all learned that in school. But guess what? The water that I put Southwest DeKalb Marching Band on, all it required was each parent to buy 2 bottles of water. How many? 2. How many? 2. We raised $15,000 in 3 days without having to send your kids to the middle of the highway. No more candies. No more cookies, no more wrapping paper, nothing to bring home to the neighborhood because every kid in the neighborhood goes to the same school. They won't let us adult people take it to work and solicit your coworkers anymore. So them fundraising days are gone until Country Boy came along, because I figured out a way to put the fun back into fundraising by using water, the one commodity that no one can live without. I'll stop right there for a second, Oak Man.
Wow.
And we're getting ready to do a first line with the Hope Foundation. We're working with Lynn Kane with Golden Rule, because, see, I have a program. It's called Self-Sustaining Fundraiser. That means that once I show you how to do it right the first time, that you have enough money to place a reorder, and you have to not beg for money every time you get ready to do something. Matter of fact, sponsorships can go on one side of the label, and your company goes on the other side. But what most people don't know about sponsorships is if the sponsor pays for the water here in July, they can write it off on their taxes. Win-win. But what they don't know is come December again, the same water that they wrote off on their taxes in July, they can write it off again in December. It's the only product that I know of. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. It's the only product that I know of that if a sponsor comes forth and puts their money where their mouth is, they don't get a chance to just write it off one time. They write it off 2 times. Oh, that's what I call a double portion blessing. Give, and it shall be given back to you. Back to you, Oak Man.
Wow.
You know,
what a great idea.
It's so true, the importance of water in our lives. And we just sometimes don't think about it. And people a lot of times will buy a whole case of bottled water, and they don't have any idea what the purity is of that, and whether it's been filtered or whether it has all kinds of bacteria in it. They just don't know. But because they're conditioned to buy it when they're in their grocery shopping. And so it's a put Larry on mute for a minute, because he has his wife raises dogs, and his dogs are raising Cain right now, and so that's what the background noise was. So anyway. I just think we don't a lot of people don't understand. They know they need water. They know they need to drink water, and they know they need that clean water is important, but they don't understand how the water is contaminated. Even the water that comes through the tap in their house, the politicians and the local governments will tell you, oh, we have clean water in our system. We've done all kinds of testing, and we meet all the government standards. Well, they don't take into account that the transporting of that water through all the pipes and through the pipes in your house and everything else to get to you. And so, but there is a lot of contamination. I was reading just a few days ago a paper that was written by a doctor that was talking about the effect of plastic bottles on the water that's in the plastic bottles that you buy in the store, and the plastic breaks down, and it can cause all kinds of serious problems in our bodies, and people don't understand that, and they think they're buying a product. Well, I don't have to pay much because it's very, very reasonable, but they don't think about what it's doing to their body. And it's very important. I'm glad you brought that up, Country, because that is a very important factor in all of our lives. And and we're talking here about the family unit and the impact that things in our lives have on our families, and the clean water that we need in our bodies is extremely important, and we have to have it every day.
Well, one of the main things that they put in water And I got busted years ago, back in 2015, when I was doing an international talk radio show. About a week after I did the broadcast, they burnt my show. They burnt my phone numbers. They burnt my email address. They said, who is this guy telling all this stuff to people? Because forgive them, Father, because they know not. We cannot continue to plead ignorance anymore and act like we don't know it's hurting us. They put something in the water called hydrochloric acid. Some people call it Clorox. Hydrochloric acid. Oh, I forgot to tell you. They boost it with fluoride. They said now they tell you it's not just good for your teeth, but fluoride is terrible for your body. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Clorox is the number one cause of cancer in the world, they said. Don't believe me. Research it yourself. But they put it in your bottled water to drink. It's coming through the faucets into your house. That's why they say tap water's not cool to drink unless you boil it. But then they let you shower in it, and they put it in the local swimming pools. But I tell you what, we got all this technology. Since I was in middle school or elementary school, I thought I knew how to make water, Oak Man. They said H2O. I learned that formula when I was a child. H2 means 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen. I can give you or anybody that I know, smart, intelligent people, a tank of hydrogen and a tank of oxygen, and you can't make me not 1 drop of water. Can't touch that. But see, right now, the epidemic is getting ready to be more and more and more serious now. Because if I interview 10 people, 9 out of 10 say health is your first wealth. Well, what are you putting in your body? Is it good for your body? Yes, water is good for your body. You will die without it. But what's in the water that they're giving you to put in your water? Do you understand that when the flood comes and the water system is disrupted in the city because now the salt water is mixed with the water that comes underground, that they tell you to boil it? Okay, boil it. Well, see, what happens to salt water? Have you ever boiled salt water? The salt will stick to the pan. And then you can pour it out and run it through. Oh, they got us. You remember they told you, I heard Larry say it when he first come on, Oak Man. He has a charcoal. Did y'all hear that word? Charcoal. Y'all know what that is, right? Charcoal filtering system on his water. So do they not know how to purify water? Of course they do. But they're not. They want people to stay sick. They don't want end diseases. They want the pharmaceutical companies to continue to prosper. They want the veterans to stay on 8 or 10 meds. I had one of my veteran friends that had him on 9 meds. I said, what's that one? He says, Oxycontin. OMG. Oxycontin is 10 times more addictive than heroin. 10 times more addictive than cocaine. But they give you this stuff to make you better, but they're not making you better. They're making you sicker. So now I have the solution. I have the answer to a lot of people's problem solving when it comes to raising money and drinking water that's better for you. And matter of fact, if you buy it the way that we're showing you to do it, like if you own a construction company, Oak Man, you could order the water through your construction company and call it a tax write-off and take the water home. You could take it to the Elks Club and give it away. I got a friend of mine that's getting ready to set up a table because they have events at Underground Atlanta every weekend. They have about 6,000 people that come through there. Now, it's simple mathematics that if you sell the water, he called me back to Country Boy, I figured out how to make more money off of water. I said, well, what are you going to do? He says, most people are used to paying expensive prices for water, especially when you buy alkaline water. Well, if you listen to Country Boy, I'll tell you to go to the local grocery store and buy you a cucumber and put it in the gallon of water. The cucumber has more alkaline in it than any alkaline bottled water in the world that you can purchase from the grocery store. But why does a bottle of alkaline water cost $6 to $8 and regular water costs $2 when they could just tell you, eat a cucumber and chase it with some water? So they don't want us to know. They want us to stay ignorant about the water. And believe it or not, I was reading in the book, he says, I will give you. I'm talking to God, he's talking to me. I will give you. He was talking to me. I will give you the hidden treasures of darkness. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The hidden treasures of darkness is hidden beneath the earth. It's called water. Think about it for a minute, you guys. So if you've been trying to figure out what kind of business that I need to be in, partner up with Country Boy. I'll show you, Oak Man, how to make a phone call like I did. I called, good morning, White County High School. I said, good morning, ma'am. My name is Brad Dorsey. I'm an old alumni. I didn't want to tell her what year I graduated, 1980. But I know that the principal that was there when I graduated is not there anymore. I needed to know who the new principal is. And they told me. As soon as I had a 2-minute conversation with the principal, they told me that Larry is the art director. No, he is the athletic director. He's in charge of raising money for the 4-H club and the cheerleaders' pom-poms and the football team and the basketball team and the baseball team and the track. Boop, 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 boop. But guess what? When I talked to Larry, he told me he sends moms to the local grocery store every week when they get ready to have a basketball game or football game and buy water. They buy from the grocery store. But no one had ever asked them or allowed them to put their label on bottled water. I'm not picking on the big giants because Coca-Cola and Pepsi is the heavyweight champions in the world when it comes to beverages. My wife worked for Coca-Cola for 42 years. But I guarantee you, Oak Man, if you call Coca-Cola or Pepsi up and ask them will they take their label off their bottled water and put your high school or your church or your Elks Club on their bottle of water, they're going to hang up on you. They're not going to do it. So I'm doing what most people could if they only would, but they won't. So I'll go send me. I'm going to put water. I'm working on a crew right now. We're trying to put it on a ship and send it to Africa. We got water that we're sending to the Caribbean. We got water that we're sending up to Michigan. Can you believe Michigan has the Great Lakes? 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 of them. But they can't drink the water. When I moved to Houston, I was only 2 miles from Lake Houston. I had all my fishing equipment with me. I sent it there inside of a big giant PVC thing that had a cap on it. When I got there, the following day, I'm excited. I'm going fishing for the first time in Texas. I'm going to catch some Texas fish. But when I got to Lake Houston, all these signs up the road said no fishing, banned fishing, no fishing. The water is too contaminated to eat the fish. But then I found out the following day it's too contaminated to fish in, but they use the same water to recycle to drink. Something ain't right about that. I'm going to stop right there. Y'all know I'm telling the truth.
I know you are.
So water, you guys, AIDSdelivers.com. And, oh, man, you can feel free to give everybody my phone number. Say, Larry, if you want to talk to me off the air about what you can do. And please understand, I'm not trying to find or hire nobody to sell water. I want to educate people so they can become a part of the solution, not the problem. Yep. That's what I'm doing right now. Oh, and by the way, my water comes in biodegradable plastic, thick, hard plastic. Now we're recycling the plastic, making bracelets. For our International Kindness Campaign with Lynn Kane and the Golden Rule Society, we're not going to be throwing plastic bottles away. We're not going to be running around talking about WWJD, what would Jesus do? We're talking about what are you going to do when it comes to being kind, part of the kindness campaign across America, and the bracelets that everybody's going to be wearing is going to represent recycling of the bottles that we put our water in. Now, how cool is that?
That's really cool. Everybody
Larry, you got any questions about that or comments?
I'll tell you one thing. That's a great idea. I mean, it's.
Think of Larry, of all the organizations that you belong to, that you're involved in. and they all need water, and they all need access to that water, and you can help them with that, and I can help them with that, and so I think it's a good idea that like Country mentioned churches and schools and various organizations and businesses. So many people. I was down at the Honda dealership this past week, and they had a refrigerator there, glass refrigerator with all kinds of bottled water in it. And I know it was for the people that come in there, their customers, and it was also I'm sure it was for the people that work in there. But, we don't know what's in that water. We don't have any idea what's in that water. And probably it's contaminated if it's been in there for quite a while, because it does contaminate, and bacteria grows in that water. So I think there's a lot of possibilities where we can help people with this drinking water problem and cooking water problem, where they're using contaminated water today, and they don't know it. They're ignorant about it, and so we can help them to understand and to learn and to see that there is a better way.
So, man, I'm working with my church right now. I'm from a little bitty community in what we call Sautee Nacoochee. That's an Indian name. Sautee, Nacoochee. Our church is celebrating 168 years of its history. We got headstones in our graveyard that date back to 1870. And then we got stones that have no date on them, but Clemson University and the University of Georgia came up a couple months back and helped us restore our graveyard. So while we was there, we was talking about all kinds of different things and how we can help people out. But my little old community has kind of shrunk through the years. The kids that were from here moved away from here, and we only have 213 members. 213 members. Now, do the math again in your head. My church has been trying to raise $10,000 for the last 5 years. If I divide 200 into 10,000, that means that I need $50 per person. I broke that down to how many cases of water each member has to buy. Keep in mind, I already said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. It's not optional on whether you drink water or not. It's only optional on where you buy your water from. Don't it only make sense that you would buy your water from the Elks Club? Don't it only make sense that after I get the high schools using the water year-round for all their events, that now they can do what we call an e-blast? That's when you go on the computer and click on that little button that says select all, because every parent that has a kid coming to the school, a child coming to the school, is in the database. And they send out a little 40-second commercial and says no more candy, no more cookies, no more wrapping paper, no more going door to door. When you buy your water, instead of buying it from the local grocery store, click here and order your water. Now you can pick your water up from the school when you pick your child up from the school. Doesn't it make sense that we support an organization? But what most people don't understand is we start from the outside instead of working from the inside out. The city of Atlanta hired me. They got kids standing in the highway, still standing on the curb, still standing in the center line with bottled water in their hand, trying to raise money. But I told them it's not safe. So they hired me to turn their water boys into businessmen. So we got 2 of those containers, truck containers, and we turned them into stores. The skids of water inside there, all they have to do is show up at the location, let the big door up, and people that walk up and down Peachtree, the heart of Atlanta, is Peachtree Street, runs from one end to the other, and they buy water from the kids without them being endangered, standing in the highway on the corner. Now, Wells Fargo is working with me. I've set up every child in the program a checking account. So where now, when they come to work and help sell bottled water, now they get a chance to take a part in the proceeds. So now we got children that own their own water line. They've never met me. They've never been to the plant. They don't have to sell it door to door. All they have to do is send the email to somebody and let them have a conversation with me. I'm the gatekeeper, y'all.
What kind of investment would I have to put into this to get started in the water business?
Let me do some simple math for you. Keep it simple for everybody. First of all, we don't have a whole big giant warehouse full of water. We bottle water upon request. When we put it in the bottle, we ship it so it don't sit around. So right now, everybody that I'm working with pays 65 cents a bottle. That's a logo on both sides of the bottle because there's no front or back on a round bottle. And then I can put 10 small logos at the bottom of the label that's about the size of a dime if you got advertisements or sponsors that want to put their money where their mouth is. But I only sell it by the skid, or some people call it a pallet. That's 72 cases. 72 cases of water times 24 bottles per case. 72 times 24 is 1,728 bottles of water. If you multiply 1,728 bottles of water times 0.65 cents, it comes up to $1,123.20. For argument's sake, we'll call it $1,200. Now, please understand this. I just told you that you got 1,728 bottles of water. If you sold those 1,700 bottles of water at $2 a pop, that's $3,400. Now, subtract $1,200 from $3,400. Did you make a profit? Of course you did. When I call it self-sustaining, you take a portion of that money and reorder another skid of water till water continues to flow through your organization. And now nobody has to go out and wash somebody else's car on Saturday morning or sell somebody a box of candy and make their blood pressure go up. These are the things that we're simplifying it because, man, you've heard me say it before. There's only 5 levels of intelligence. First level is all smart. The second level of intelligence is called intelligent. The third level of intelligence is called brilliant. The fourth level of intelligence is called genius. And the fifth level of intelligence is called simple. How simple is the mathematics when it comes to selling 1,700 bottles of water? I just worked with an organization doing that. They said, since we tell everybody it's a fundraiser, this is what we're going to do, Country Boy. We love your suggestion. If you buy one bottle, Oak Man, it costs you $3. If you buy 2 bottles, you get 2 for $5. Now do the math. That's a 50-cent discount. So what you just did is you encouraged everybody to buy one and get one for free. And you can say 2 for $5. It's a discounted price to where I can show people how to move water and move it quickly, starting with the inside out. Before you go try it, we're not in selling water, try to sell it to the public. We market water. Big difference there. Marketing from the inside out. First thing the organization tells me, how much money do you want to raise? Number 2, how many members do you already have? I take the members and divide it into that $1,200, and then, like, say, for instance, Hope Man, if you're talking about the Elk Club, and you tell me we got 100 members, Country Boy, I don't even have to get a calculator out and say we need $12 a piece. And like I say, tell everybody you need $15 that's refundable. If they give, it shall be given back to them. They can give $15 a piece and write it off on their taxes and get their money back. And when the water comes, they can take some water home. How cool is that?
Excellent.
So it's not complicated. We just want to complicate things. But we're not talking going door to door. You don't have to call everybody in the world. Think about your family first. Should I say that word twice, Oak Man? Family first. Oh, let me tell you about order. Whoever you praising, whoever you worship comes first. Right next to them comes family. And right next to them comes business. And the thing that we all have, y'all, sorry, truck going by. one thing that we all have in common, Oakman, Larry, we're about our Father's business. And how can we be a help? I heard Marvin Gaye singing in the background, the world won't get no better if we just let it be. We got to change the world, starting with you and starting with me. So what can I do to help? Let me explain it to you. Let me show you. You're not going to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You want me to say that again? You'll be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Explain it to him, country boy. You don't bottle water. You don't ship water. You don't sell water. And you really don't even care who drinks it. You're just a recipient of being involved. And there's all kinds of benefits, including money, that's hidden, y'all. You hear that word, hidden, behind water, and water's transparent. Do you see what I see?
Yes, I do.
It sounds pretty good there, country boy. Larry, you have any questions for country boy?
No, I think he's made got a great idea. It's, and, I know plenty of people. You know plenty of people. So, and we know a lot of organizations also. We know a lot of organizations that could probably want to have access to this and help their own health and each person in that organization. Exactly.
And see, we simplified it because 99% of the people that I'm talking to already have a logo, man. They already have a logo. So how complicated is it? We got to get everybody to say yes. We love it. Yes, yes, yes. I like yes, yes, yes. What do we do next? Send us a digital, that means you can email it to me, a digital copy of your logo, because we want to show you what it's going to look like on a bottle before we print thousands of bottles. Because the worst thing that I could ever do is print your logo on a bottle of water and you tell me, oh, that's not the right color. And then I'm stuck with water with your logo on. Yes, sir.
That's good
so
advertising. That's good advertising for a business. Yeah,
exactly. And then, you mentioned the car dealership. Y'all can do your own due diligence and research, but I spent years in marketing. If you look right now and research who spends the most money in our city, I don't care what city you live in, on advertising, guess what they're going to tell you, Oakman? The car dealerships.
Oh, absolutely.
So now, if I tell the car dealership that if you put your logo on the other side of the label, every member that we have, every time they open up or pick up a bottle of water, they see your logo as being one of the sponsors, one of the support mechanisms that we have for our organization. I told you earlier, when you're using sponsorship money, the bank money, the car dealership money, they already have allocated funds to spend anyway. But no one has talked to them about what we're talking about. So if you tell me I bank with Bank of America and I bank with Wells Fargo, but if I ask Wells Fargo to become one of my sponsors, I'm not going to threaten them. I'm just going to give them the first opportunity, because if Wells Fargo tells me no, I'm calling Bank of America this afternoon. Somebody's going to hear what we have to say. So if the Honda dealership don't want to do it, go to Ford. If Ford tells you no, go to Chevrolet. Just tell them, well, I wanted to ask you first before I went and asked the other dealership. And people can't help but say, okay, let me make sure and understand this. I'm going to give you water, give you water. I'm going to donate it to your organization. And you mean it's a non-for-profit organization. You mean I can write the money that we gave you to purchase the water off on our taxes and get our money back? Yes, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. So just think about it, y'all. Win, win, win. I'm not asking you to walk 10 miles in the marathon. I'm not asking you to go through the neighborhood. I'm not asking you to wash cars. I'm not asking you to do any of that. All I'm asking is a simple yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, I understand. Sounds like a good plan.
And we ship it.
I'm going to talk to you more. I'm going to talk to you more separately on this, Country Boy. I want to talk to you how I can get started on it. And
okay,
Larry, if you're interested, I can include you in those conversations if you're interested.
Yes.
Okay. Most certainly.
Good.
And see, we're talking already. If you do, and Larry, if you want to just ask Google. Let me choose one. Delta. Ask Google how much money Delta Airlines spent on bottled water last year for their customers. It's going to be $40-something million.
Wow.
$40-something million for one airline. Ask the cruise ship liners how much they spend on water. They can't drink the water that they're selling on. They'll tell you that they spend about 60. They spend more money on the water, buying water, than planes that are flying through the air. $60 million.
Yep.
Carnival Cruise Line spent on bottled water. I forgot to tell you, other night when I had my meeting, I got board members, Oakman, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, 2 Navy SEALs, and 1 Green Beret. That's every military branch in the world. And one of my business partners, you know him, Oakman, that's been working with us. His name is Rick Reese. He just moved from Colorado to South Carolina, but he lives on the military base. I'm pretty sure that if you guys watch the news, I don't, but I hear news. Fort Lejeune in North Carolina, the federal government, this is how I got myself in trouble. You talk too much, country. The federal government gave those soldiers water knowingly that it wasn't safe to drink. That's what we call a conspiracy. They poisoned them knowingly that the water was not safe enough to drink. But don't worry about it. We poisoned you. We gave you cancer. We're sorry, but we got $8 billion over here to reward you.
Yep.
How do you reward somebody for giving them a disease?
Yep.
But that's what's happening now. So I got people right now that's talking to the military bases up in North Carolina, in South Carolina, here in Georgia, and believe it or not, we hate to say this, the prisons, they got people in there, y'all. Not animals, people that drink water. Where do you think the prisons get their water from? Nobody's ever asked them. They give them whatever water they want. What's the cheapest water in the world? Can we give it to the prisoners?
Yeah.
Give them some tap water. They won't know. Just put it in a bottle. Put it in a pitcher. Put some ice in there with it. No, I'm laughing, y'all, because my son owns 14 different restaurants here in Georgia. But if I went into my son's restaurant the other weekend, guess how much it cost for a bottle of water in my son's restaurant? $5. But they bought me a bottle of Dasani out. I'm like, wait a minute. Dasani don't cost that much. It does in the restaurant, just like I told you at the airport. If you never call the airport in your city, ask them, do y'all have a minority? I hate that word, Oakman. Larry, write it down anyway, because you're a minority, whether you want to be or not. Do you guys have a minority bottled water company in your store? If they tell me no, now I'm going to call discrimination. No, I'm serious. You know Diana Oakman. She's Asian American. But I guarantee you I can walk into Whole Foods right now, which is the #1 grocery chain throughout the U.S. right now when it comes to organic food. But if they tell Diana no, that she can't put her water in their grocery store, I'm calling my lawyer.
Country, we're gonna have to cut it off because we're out of time. But I'm gonna make a commitment to you that I will call you this weekend, probably Sunday, And if Larry's available, we'll get him on the line too. Okay, Larry?
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay. And I'll set up a three-way, and we can talk some more about this and where we can get started. I'm thinking of a number of different organizations and churches and schools and stuff that we can expose them to this program and help them to see how it can help the students and help the people in those organizations and the families. So
that'll be awesome. So, Oakman, if you don't mind, let me give Larry my phone number. Larry, if you have a pen handy or anybody else that's listening, feel free to call me.
Yeah,
that
I'll
number
text.
is.
Oh, you want to give it to Larry? I was going to text
whoever
it to
else
him,
is
that's okay.
Well,
go ahead.
Whoever else is listening, I know Larry's not the only one listening. He might be the only one talking, but he's not the only one listening. 770-203-7534. One more time, 770-203-7534. And the website is AGE, AGE, Delivers, DELIVERS.com. Thank you so much, Oakman, and thank you, everybody, for listening.
No space in between there, right? Age, and Delivers, no space in there, right?
No
Is that
space.
all one word? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
AgeDelivers.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Larry, for coming on and participating, and thank you, Country Boy, for covering this very important topic about water. And
yes, sir.
I love you guys, and I promise you, probably Sunday afternoon or evening, we will get together. I'll let you know. Okay.
That'll be fine. I'll be fishing in some clean water, catching some fish up here in the Chattahoochee River.
You got it, buddy.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, guys.
Okay, you guys. God bless.
All right. Have a great day, and God bless you, and God bless America.